Press and record now.
Awesome. Welcome to another episode of Unemployed Commentators. We're going to do something, we're going to be doing an episode that is more of our fondue, as you may say. It's a mix of MMA and wrestling. First, the MMA part is going to be Takanori Gomi versus Nick Diaz at Pride 33, which is a very historical moment in Nick Diaz's career. Gary hasn't seen this fight. You haven't seen this fight, correct?
No, never.
Ooh, you're going to love it, man.
Yeah.
Should we press play on this right now?
This is like the you haven't seen it? It's new to me. It's live.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm ready for this. Yep. Ready to press
do
play?
It. Yep.
Cool.
The tell of the tape, you have Nick Diaz was 23 years old. He already looked 30 from all the scar tissue that he has, bro.
Dude, this guy's been doing this forever.
Yeah, for real, man. And it was funny back then. Nick Diaz was just such a jiu-jitsu guy.
Really?
Yeah, he was a Cesar Gracie guy, but they didn't know he had like a good boxing until he fought Robbie Lawler and knocked him out with like I think a left hook.
I knew Nick before I knew Nate for sure.
Oh, for sure, me too.
Yeah.
A lot of people know Nate before they know Nick, just because of how big Nate became after the McGregor fights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I knew Gomi. I just don't know from what really.
Probably from Pride, because he was such a stud in Pride.
Okay.
Like this was an upset.
This was
an upset.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You'll see why.
I love the ring too. Like like MMA has become more like uniform now, but like that old Pride ring and the entrances too.
I missed like the Pride ring, man. I miss when MMA was in a ring.
I remember like Darude Sandstorm, wasn't that like Wanderlei Silva's?
Yeah, dude, I want that as my walkout song for Fight to Win, bro. Damn, look at that. He just took Nick Diaz down so easily. No one would do that takedown now.
Wow.
In MMA. Damn, bro. Look at that jiu-jitsu, man.
That's like, oh my God. That's like the craziest thing about jiu-jitsu is like, you're like, dude, what are you doing? And then you're like, oh, that's why you were doing that.
Right?
You were trying to break my arm this whole time. And here I was thinking
I'm
in control.
Why are you doing a front flip while holding my, oh, okay.
So you're a big Pride guy.
I love Pride.
Yeah.
I
have maybe watched Pride highlights. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, I was more of a UFC fan because that was what was on cable.
Mm-hmm.
Pride wasn't really on cable. It was more like those hardcore fans that would like rent the DVDs and stuff. But like looking back at it now, Pride just was such a classy promotion, even though they did a shitload of steroids. Back to the steroid talk again, but yeah.
Every episode it comes up, dude.
Yeah,
it's like
historical sporting events. Dude, what do you expect?
Your steroids are my Tiger Woods for our show. I'll find a way to talk about it. I already did.
Yeah, man. So Nick Diaz is like the Tiger Woods of Pride, right? Just kidding. He wasn't. Bro, but you see Nick Diaz doing more damage on his back than Takanori Gomi is on top.
That's the craziest thing. Like when they talk about judging, I'm like, to me, it looks like Nick Diaz is in control. Weirdly enough,
he has more octagon control just with his guard.
And like in a street fight, dude, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm kicking this guy's ass," and then like, I woke up. 5 minutes later, this dude was like choking me with his legs.
Yeah, this guy choked me with his legs, and for some reason, I have a dildo up my ass. I don't know what happened. That would be such a horrible way to lose a fight, that you wake up and you have a dildo up your ass in a street fight. Like, where did they get it from?
Robbing people.
They're robbing. Oh shit! He knocked him down. Do you see that?
Yeah, and that's another thing. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna get back up. I'm just gonna go on my back. You know. Where jiu-jitsu is just such an interesting animal, dude.
The art itself is just so unorthodox.
I'm kind of surprised he's like turned his back but he's like so comfortable there too.
He's just in turtle guard right now.
I hate being there.
Yep.
To be honest.
But then he just got his guard. Boom, brought him back into his guard. close the guard already, have control of his head and his arm, and you see how he has his foot on his hip.
Yeah.
That's when you know he was about to go for a submission. That's why he doesn't even want to like be on the ground with him.
Oh, I think something that throws me off too is like the difference between. Was there a difference between Pride gloves and UFC gloves too?
Yeah, less eye pokes.
Less eye pokes. Okay.
From especially the Pride gloves, like because the UFC gloves you can have your hand like this, but Pride gloves they make your hand.
So like, for people listening, knife hand versus cup hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It actually Trevor Whitman, the head coach of Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, you had the Grudge. You used to run the Grudge, right?
Yeah, he's making gloves that are way better than the UFC gloves, and they're arched just like the Pride gloves.
Onyx gloves, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. People at home, go buy those.
Yeah. And sponsor us, Trevor.
Yeah. Yeah, get Gage and Rocco to sponsor.
Yeah, for real, right?
We have 4 listeners in 3 different countries.
We need you to sponsor us
ASAP.
ASAP.
I looked at the analytics. We have listeners in like different countries. I was like, what?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was like, it's the weirdest thing.
Like who types in unemployed commentators?
Italians.
Bro, you see how like Nick is putting his hands up like ready, just taunting him with his boxing? Jesus, dude. He's fucking him up.
That's, to me too, that's like, we're talking about styles and stuff. That just looks like that brawler boxer. Like he's not dodging shit. He's just hitting.
He's just hitting, and whatever one punch he like answers with 3. It's just such a. They said that he actually knocked out a pro boxer once, and they don't want to say who it was.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. It's like, especially when you're sparring too. I think you can catch anybody on any given day.
For sure, but like Nick Diaz was such a technical striker, dude.
Were you the one who was saying like they used to go to boxing a lot? Damn. And they get tacos? Did they just end that?
It was jiu-jitsu. No.
Oh, I was like,
holy shit. It was the end of the round.
Was it already? It looked like it was over. If I had no idea.
So Nate and Nick would actually go to jiu-jitsu, and to kind of like motivate them to come back to class, like the team would buy them tacos because they were poor.
It's very, very interesting.
Dude, but that was such beautiful boxing. Can you believe he was high as fuck in this fight?
Now, yes.
yeah, dude. He was high as balls in this fight.
I would not doubt. I mean, a lot of comments, whereas I know a lot of my teammates, I won't say names, but they would do edibles before, or smoke pot before games and wrestling matches and stuff like that. Wrestling practice. I get it, dude.
I smoked weed like 2 times before training, and that was a fun time, but I didn't feel like I was 100% myself.
Yeah.
But I just see things differently.
It's like pain management too. I definitely feel like that helps. Yeah. This is probably our least funny podcast, but you're learning, people.
Yeah, for real. That's what happens, man. I get too technical with this shit.
I love it. I love it though, dude. There's not a lot of stuff that you're an actual commentator for grappling. You know.
I just love the sport so much, dude, and I like it's hard for me to even joke about it because I take this sport so seriously. I bet you feel the same way with some sports that you're like, nah, like you're just like whatever. I can talk shit through this, but then you have to pay so much attention to every technique in this because I see it differently.
If I'm at the sport, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm at the sport, yeah, I would say like football and wrestling for sure. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Jiu-jitsu has come a long way since this.
Oh, I bet.
Jiu-jitsu and I bet wrestling and MMA too.
This is like the Big Brother headlock right now.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was looking at.
I was like waiting for him to give the noogie.
Yeah.
Right there, like have him against the corner, just like, yeah, you like that? Looking like that, Nick Diaz?
Let me be player 1. Jesus, man. like it was funny because the Pride crowd was so quiet during a fight, like if they were watching golf, like Tiger Woods, who played golf.
Excellent segue into me talking about Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, if he was in this fight, he would have beat both of them with a golf club.
Or at least sleep with one of them. Oh,
dude, that's the new era. Like they're like, oh, which martial art would win? You know, karate versus boxing. That's how we get MMA. And they're like, who would win? Anderson Silva versus a fat guy with a baseball bat. Tune in this Saturday.
Bro, I feel like Anderson Silva would still win.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, and this guy's a Vietnam War vet in a wheelchair with a handgun. Let's find out.
Is Anderson Silva faster than a bullet? We'll see. Tune in next time of Unemployed Commentators.
It's Habib Nurmagomedov against that fucking bear he used to wrestle.
Dude, look at this. Look at this, bro. Look at this. Look at this.
Ooh.
That's a go-go plata, bro. He put him to sleep.
See, that's the type of shit where I'm like, what?
Yep, he put him to sleep with a shin, bro.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, indeed, bro.
So repeat that again for our viewers. What was it? What was the position you just put him in?
So he had him in his guard and then positioned him for a go-go plata. A go-go plata is basically a chokehold that you use your shin to put it against the artery, and you're choking them. Yeah, you're taking away the blood from their brain, just putting your shin on their neck.
I know there are going to be so many women watching this who are like, I'm going to do that on my boyfriend.
There's actually so many chokes you can do with your legs, bro. There's like the go-go plata. You have the triangle choke. There's actually those two, really. I'm thinking about others. Nate, don't listen to this.
Nasty Nate here.
Yeah.
Nate Harris.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't know more leg strokes than that. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
Damn, bro. He just countered his wrestling and just bam, put that leg over.
That's the thing too. It's like getting caught like there. I'm like, no, thank you.
No, dude, that choke sucks, dude.
Here's my question too. Like, if you're sparring at practice, like, can you just get caught with like both your arms? How do you tap?
You just yell tap or use your feet.
What if you're getting choked the fuck out and you're like, and you're like,
they'll stop if they'll stop.
You gotta be like careful. You're not playing with an asshole.
In jiu-jitsu, there are no assholes. They usually go.
Like, this guy, your partner's turning purple. Yeah, I know. Sick.
Purple's my favorite color, and that's the belt color I'm going for. So I want the coach to know. Yeah, and
that's incredible. I think this, because when we talk about our last episode, the Shamrock versus Severin fight too. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, there's the choke, it's a game changer.
Yeah, for real, dude.
For fighting. I mean, because like so many things. Like, I think the throw and the choke, man, you can catch somebody. You know. And
in wrestling, you don't really worry about chokes, right?
Not really. I mean, you can get choked out.
Really? But to win a match?
You have to have the shoulder, if that makes sense, too. So, like, you could put somebody, like, to fucking sleep if you're just strong enough. Or, like, it's at least miserable to be in. But you're not going to choke somebody. But you're going to have, like, maybe, like, the head and arm.
Almost like a crank.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Like, there's painful positions. And then depending on the rules, too. As I know a lot of jiu-jitsu guys too, the only thing I know about jiu-jitsu guys hating is when you have like double boots in. A lot of jiu-jitsu guys hate when you have double boots in. Like, those guys would rather get choked out than have like fucking leg riders.
What's double boots?
It's like when you have both legs in, like straddling.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys hate that.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, I'm reciprocal. I hate being choked out. So,
you know, I'm excited to train over there in Colorado, especially in Denver for that reason.
You say that now.
But
so they're like, hey, you want to go instead of class? We're gonna go hike a mountain.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's Colorado's very wrestling heavy.
I don't know. Like, yeah, no, but I don't know.
Is it not?
Yeah, but not like the Midwest for sure.
Like Iowa?
Yeah.
Is Iowa in the Midwest?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. We're about to, this next we're about to watch, we're about to watch, this is like probably as Iowa as it gets. You have Dan Gable commenting on this NCAA title match. And then you have Cael Sanderson, who wrestled at Iowa State. And Dan Gable also wrestled at Iowa State in the 70s. And he damn near went undefeated, lost to Larry Owens in the finals of his senior year.
Damn.
And it was like his sole loss. Like everybody's like, he's not going to lose, right? So this match we're about to see is Cael Sanderson go completely undefeated as a college wrestler.
He was undefeated?
Completely undefeated.
Jesus.
Yes. And this is against Daniel Cormier. And he wrestled against a lot of tough guys. So the pinnacle for wrestling, at least, is like win NCAA titles and then go to the Olympics. That's like before MMA really was it.
Damn.
So Sanderson from 1999 to 2002 went 159-0.
Wow.
And he went 39-0 as a freshman, 40-0 as a sophomore, 40-0 as a junior, and then 40-0 as a senior.
Damn, bro, you're very knowledgeable about this.
So this is like love growing up with the sport. So this is kind of a cool match to see too. And Cael is such a, I think like you see a lot of wrestlers now that kind of like borrowed from what he did.
Is he like the Tiger Woods of wrestling?
Oh, definitely. any wins in red, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you know, now he's the head coach at Penn State, which has won, I believe, 9 out of the 10 NCAA titles this decade.
That's insane.
And it's kind of changing the guard. You watch Dan Gable, man. He was Iowa Hawkeyes, just won all the time in the 80s and 90s. And just murderers row, basically. So it's kind of interesting. This is kind of a cool deal to see. So
awesome. Are we gonna start it right now?
If you feel like watching it, we can get started right now, baby.
Hell yeah, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Damn, bro.
And then his coach, so tough. His coach is Bobby Douglas too, and he coached him in the Olympics too, and he won his gold medal.
Oh, he's a gold medalist?
Yeah, he's a gold medalist.
Damn.
Yep. It's like Cael out, and this is interesting too. Like both of these guys, I think, all timers. I mean, Daniel, even if you took away Daniel Cormier's MMA career too, still an all timer.
Really?
As a wrestler, yeah.
It's crazy that he retired like not too long ago, like a couple weeks ago.
And that's interesting, like how their careers have kind of paralleled in many ways. But because I mean, people were like, "Cael, you're gonna go MMA," and he never went, never did any of that.
Really?
Yeah. Just wrestling and then went to coaching.
That's insane, dude. Cormier was in such good shape, bro.
Yeah. He's very good. And this is just like such kudos to Cormier, like how he wrestled this match too. He just, you'll see why, man. It's just it's close.
For those who are tuning in, I am an MMA fan that don't really know much about wrestling, so this is me going back in time watching the base of like one of the all-time greatest heavyweight MMA fighters.
Yeah,
for sure.
And like I guess like we were talking like your last fight too, and he's like going over his collar tie like that too.
Yeah.
Some people like I like inside control. I know a lot of people like to work inside. Some people are good working over that collar tie, and Cael Sanderson's working that collar tie. And he's so good he could operate from both sides, which is the craziest shit. Like you see guys just switch legs, like that kind of came from him. He would just switch legs, and he's like, I can shoot anywhere.
Damn, bro.
And he's just smooth.
They're so explosive.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. Cael's, like you got a guy like Bo Nickel, who's and I think he's probably going to transition to MMA now. But I think that's the closest I've seen, at least, who's like just that fucking smooth and dominant.
Damn. Mm-hmm. And I was like, when he had him on the back, I'm like, get your hooks in.
Oh, shit, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, you watch different sports, and you're like, and I think MMA has, like, been the ultimate one where you're like, man, you just utilize everything.
Yeah, for real.
A boxer's like, oh, yeah, there it is, you know?
Yep.
And the way, like, he's right now is, like, he's not a leg rider on this.
Yeah.
He's just controlling that top, kind of with a spiral ride, a little bit. So he's got that left hand down there by his crotch, and like he's spiraling it out, and that's tough to be into, but it gives you a lot of control. And in NCAA wrestling, you get riding time. So if you ride him for over a minute, you get a point. So it's like all about control.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But I think that's why wrestlers become like the best MMA fighters, just because they're the ones that are controlling the fight, whether it's standing or grappling.
You gotta know jiu-jitsu too, man. Just like watching Nick Diaz right now.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think the all-time best base, like you have to be really good at jiu-jitsu and wrestling. Jiu-jitsu to know how to defend submissions, and wrestling whether if you want to stay up on your feet or you want to take it down to the ground.
And what's cool at the way he kind of top rides, he goes spiral to like that kind of crab ride too. So it just goes back and forth, and that's a good thing. Like a lot of wrestlers, like they try to do too much on top. Like I certainly was one, and he just keeps it so simple, man. It's like the simple shit is always what works the best.
That's true.
And his low singles and
less is more, dog.
Yep.
Damn, bro. I wonder what made Daniel Cormier eat so much.
I don't know. Genetics too, man. You never know.
For sure, man. He's the one that made dad bods look dangerous, dude.
And Cael, his ankle pick too, man. That was like, that's one that I think that collar tied ankle pick.
Oh yeah, that's fucking dangerous. Legendary.
Dangerous. And if you don't know too, like you got to start out. That's top bottom position. Which is why everybody makes fun of wrestling for being gay looking, right?
Dude, let me get your back, bro. Just stay on your knees. Dude, come on, bro. Don't be gay, dude. Come on, dude. Just stay on your knees.
So it's just like if you score, you got to start on top. If you go out of bounds, and then start a period.
How do you think when that first started, that rule started, it was probably just some creep that's like, dude, no, like, that's just wrestling, dude.
100%. He's like, yeah, it's just wrestling. He's like, are you sure?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. And do you want me to wear this spandex? Yes, wear that, please.
Well, ancient Greece, it was naked too, dude. Yeah. So it's even weirder. It's like, I don't really know that I like this, dude.
The guy in top position is just sweating on his upper lip, like.
Yeah.
No, for real.
First one to get a boner wins. I don't want to play this sport anymore, but it's in the Olympics. You'll honor your family. Okay, I guess it's for my country and family.
Wait, so wasn't like during Greco-Roman Alexander the Great, was he in Greece?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot of orgies, bro. There's probably a lot of sexual tension in that sport.
Like Philip of Macedonia and like the Spartans. You know?
Yeah, bro, there's a lot of sexual tension during those times, bro.
I think that's why Greece was just beating back people. They're just like so fucking gay.
Yeah. They had to like make up the gayness with toughness, and they just won all the wars.
It was encouraged too. Yeah. It was encouraged between soldiers. They're like, it literally is like, you just hurt my boyfriend. What? I didn't mean to. Boom, 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 boom. And dude, dude, that's one stereotype. I don't know how it never caught. Like, gay dudes can fight, dude.
Yeah, dude, they can. Bro.
Fuck your shit up.
Dude, for real,
like,
man.
When what was it? Fucking Coco Diaz was talking about he got his ass beat in the 70s when they were trying to gay match. I was like, yeah, what'd you think, dude?
Yeah, bro. They've been bullied all their lives. You think they're not prepared to fight?
No, you think the dude who's been bullied doesn't know how to fight? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
That shit. So this shit's dope right here. He hooks behind the leg like that. And he just kind of changed his attack angle. And right now they're in a scramble.
Yeah.
So there's no points yet.
How do you think Cael would have been in MMA?
It's tough saying, dude, because I think he probably would have been. I don't think he would have been a heavyweight. Probably a middleweight or light heavyweight.
A 185er.
Yeah. I think it would have been all right, honestly. The dude's just tough. I just don't know if he wanted to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, you got gold medalists like Henry Cejudo, who was just a fucking killer.
I mean, I think he would have, if he would have been against like someone like Silver or GSP, I think he would have out wrestled him.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me though, but
I think Kurt Angle would have been such a great MMA fighter if he went straight to the UFC.
I agree.
Can't believe he won a gold medal with a broken neck.
He's fucking tough.
Dude. God damn.
That's one thing I think between both sports. I mean, you could look at how fucking tough people are too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad kids are still wrestling and doing. I see a lot of kids doing jiu-jitsu too, and I'm glad kids are doing that shit.
For real, man.
And it's just like how in here too is like Cael controls the mat real well too, and he's comfortable enough to like where his right arm, he's got that overhook or overhead.
His footwork is beautiful, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's controlling the match just with like the way he's swinging him, going for the like just shooting for the single leg.
Yep. And he's like what he's doing too is like posting on the head like that. Mm-hmm. He's creating not just the distance, but he's also for his defense too. He's like, okay, I'm in this length. If he shoots, I can sprawl. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now here's where Cormier scores, and this is like this part where I'm like, this is incredible. Like why it's so important to wrestle the entire time, and conditioning makes the case. 5'4" makes an error right there.
Jesus, man.
So like he was saying, he's like, oh, I'm gonna cut him. It'll be 5'5" or 5'6". Dumbass 4'6", right? So he's like, I'll be back in the match. I get another takedown. I'm in, right? Forgot that he was wrestling near the edge of the mat. Cael gets a reversal.
Damn.
Now it's 7-4. Now I just got to write him out.
Jesus, dude.
Yep. And that's just like smart wrestling and knowing the rules, knowing the score, and always wrestling no matter what. So
that's insane.
And that's like, I think like folk style too, like when you look at control, this is like what he's done. Like I think you watch it, like even point wise, not non-point wise, you're like he's just controlled the pressure, the pace, everything about it. And I think that's probably what you're talking about when it translates to MMA, when you're just able to control the pace.
Yeah, it's almost just like Khabib's fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
It's just control, maul, and then breaking their spirit until you beat them.
Yep, 100%.
It's almost a test of will when you do wrestling, from what I see.
I think so too. I think jiu-jitsu, for what I see, it's like learning how to kill that ego a bit too.
Mm-hmm. Because jiu-jitsu is more like there's no test of, it's like that work smarter, not harder. Mm-hmm. And wrestling's more like, we're pushing ourselves until one of our like spirits like break, especially when it comes to Greco-Roman. Mm-hmm. Because it's like it's only like upper body.
Yeah.
And then with jiu-jitsu is kind of like one mistake and I got you.
Yep. It's interesting to watch, I guess, in both, and I think you need both too. And that's why MMA is so great. They're both martial arts, but like in America, like the attitude is that wrestling's a sport. Mm-hmm. But it's always just it is that test of character, I think, and I think that's what even people like me who are shitty wrestlers like still taught me a lot.
But you implement it in your comedy though, like how consistent you are with your work.
And I think that's what sports, but like you with yours too, I think it's kind of helped you. I think a lot of people, you can look at what they do in their day-to-day life.
Yeah.
How
it's crazy. I didn't think about it that way. It's like usually the best like workers are the ones that were athletes.
I really feel that way. I think like, I don't think you should only focus on athletics or only focus on arts. I'm like, you gotta do both to be a well-rounded person, dude.
Especially because of work ethic, man.
Yeah, 100%.
I've known many great artists who have shit work ethic.
And dude, it's prevalent, dude. And I just think like a lot of people I've worked with who are any kind of martial arts background, like I don't care if it's fucking karate. Mm-hmm. And I shit talk karate so much, but but I think it's just natural if you're, any kind of martial arts, you're like, oh, that shit's stupid.
Yeah, for real.
They just build consistency, and they build some kind of personal integrity and accountability. Mm-hmm. I think that needs to be there.
Yeah, it's like when you do it 100%. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It's like when we did this, like before we did this episode, you're like, hey, do you want to do this? Like, do you want to go a 2-episode, or do you want like to do 3 episode? And you're like, fuck it, I'm in it for the long run, dog.
Yeah. Well, it's I mean, I'm excited too for a football one, and I'd like to get. I'm like reaching out to our guests, man. If we get a football player to watch it with us too,
for sure.
I think that's something that's really cool.
Yeah, that could be for the next one.
And I guess like piggybacking on our idea of like how martial arts and sports improves your life. I mean, I was just listening to Trent Dilfer on Pat McAfee's podcast talking about like sports in high school and all these kids and like the can do it all and like creativity is one of the things too that like I think sports integrates in kids. And I really, with all the COVID stuff, I really hope that these kids are able to have that outlet.
Yeah.
Not just academic by the book textbook stuff. I mean, like kids need to be creative. They need to figure shit out.
For real, man. And that's why I think sports in general is an art.
Mm-hmm. I agree, dude.
Yeah. I think it activates the same part of your brain as if you were just writing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is, I hope you guys who are listening, like this podcast is so cool that we can revisit these classic sports and see like what people have accomplished with. And I think the thing we've noticed the most is consistency for sure, you know, outside of our jokes ripping on everything.
For real. Talk about steroids and Tiger Woods, dude.
Yeah. It's just fucking being consistent, man. So if you guys get anything with this podcast, man, just keep swinging your hammer at whatever the fuck you're doing.
For sure, man. Keep getting hammered.
All 4 of our listeners right now. You crazy fucking Italians.
Mamma mia to all of you guys. Is this the episode right now?
I think so. I just want to give a shout out to all of our gay listeners who are able to take a joke.
You guys are some ass kickers, man. Proud of all of you. And for everyone else listening, man, thank you guys. And make sure that you can employ us. Well, thank you guys for listening. If you guys love this episode, you should check out our past 3 episodes or 4. Who knows? Who's counting? But if you like that, please visit our past episodes. Check out bestworstcantina.com for more content. And see you soon or next week or whatever. I'm new at this.
Stay unemployed.
Stay unemployed.